Hi, it's Jennifer, and I'm here with Kristen.
Hi guys.
And we're gonna do. Kristen's actually on the TWA team, and she's awesome.
Hi everybody.
And we're gonna do the Yessence Technique together because Kristen has something that she's working on, and I just showed her how it worked on me in a whole weird steel thing I had around my neck, and what it told me, and how awesome it was. So, Kristen, so let's just do it. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna hold this here, and we'll just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm closing my eyes.
So
people.
you're gonna close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first question we ask is, what is the symptom that you're feeling?
It's an overall heaviness in my body, and more specifically, it's pain in my joints, like my hips, knees, and right now it's my right foot.
So it's a heaviness, and then you feel that's related to a whole thing around just achiness in your body.
Yes.
Is that right?
Joint
Okay.
pain. Mm-hmm.
So if that was a shape, or that was a color, what shape or color would it be?
The first thing that came to mind is a red apple.
So the red of an apple, what shape is it? Is it actually that shape?
It is, but it feels like it's moving, like what is it, like a torus or a vortex, like it's going.
Interesting.
So,
and it's red.
It's red.
And what emotion would you associate with the whole issue of that sort of heaviness and pain?
I think it's unease. That's the word that comes to mind.
So be present to that red and the vortex, and just go into it and let it come. So what is it? Unease. Anything else?
It's uncertainty.
Uncertainty.
It's uncertainty. It's not knowing what's around the corner.
And how does that feel to you? Uncertainty and not knowing what's around the corner.
I think that it makes me, as well, afraid, scared.
So you feel afraid and scared. Is that what's present right now? When you get present to that vortex and the red and the uneasiness and the uncertainty, does it make you feel scared?
It makes me feel oddly like out of control. Like I don't know. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm scared, but just afraid of getting it wrong, of not being smart enough or capable enough, or
like you don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's exactly it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's afraid that you aren't going to have the answers, that you don't know where you're headed, all that kind of stuff. When was the first time in your life when you ever felt that way?
What's coming, and it's not an incident, it's an age. It's 5.
So you're 5 years old.
5 years old.
So what happened around 5? How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and I now am seeing the image of what happened when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
I think actually I was 7.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little bit older. My brother fell out of a giant, probably 30 feet out of a giant willow tree in our backyard, and he was knocked unconscious and wasn't breathing.
Interesting. We're sitting in a tree.
Yeah, and I didn't know what to do.
Just so you know, we're in this little fairy forest, and we're literally sitting in a tree. No mistakes. So where were you when that happened?
I was outside with him. I was at the bottom of the tree.
Oh, God.
So the limb broke and he came crashing down.
And how old were you at the time? Ish, 7, 8?
I want to say like I'm 9.
And
I'm young.
How old
Yeah.
was he?
He's 2 years older than me. He's 11.
Had he climbed that tree before?
A million times.
Wow. So he had no reason not to trust the tree.
No.
Then he climbs out on the tree, and he comes like 30 feet's a long way.
Yeah, a branch broke.
So what did you say to yourself at that point
I
about life?
It's not safe to go out on a limb.
Literally.
Literally. Yeah.
And
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Even if you've done it a bunch of times before, when you know, going out on a limb is dangerous.
So you can't do things that even could be perceived as a chance.
Right?
Because what happens?
Because then you fall and you get hurt.
Yeah. So let's ask, so is that pretty traumatizing for a 9-year-old to see her brother that she looks up to fall out of a tree?
Yes.
Is it pretty legitimate to make up what you made up?
Yes.
Do you think that probably most people would have made that up too?
Yes.
That like you shouldn't do things because 30 feet up is, I mean, that's pretty traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's logical that you would have made that up. Now, do you think that that incident pertains to the fact that your brother was a bit of a risk taker and that tree was getting a little bit weak? Or did it actually have to do with every aspect of life? Do you think that incident had to do with the tree and the timing and the age of the tree and the whatever? Or do you actually think that it was actually truly the entire universe saying don't ever, ever take a chance?
No, I think it was my brother taking a risk. I think it was, absolutely the tree had been there for years.
Mm-hmm.
You take away weather and limbs break every year. Trees shed, right?
Right. So let me ask you something. Do you want to teach your kids to never take a chance? That they should
No.
always do things that are safe?
No.
You don't want to teach your kids that?
No.
Are they going to fall sometime?
Yes.
Did your brother die?
No.
No, he didn't. Did he break something?
No.
No way.
No.
He didn't even break
didn't
something.
break anything.
So, you could, if you wanted to make it mean something, you could make a whole other lesson up called, you could climb 30 feet up, have a tree branch break, you fall to the ground, and you don't even break anything.
I think he dislocated his shoulder, but that was snapped back in. He was fine. No broken
Didn't
bones.
even have to go to the hospital.
Yeah. No.
So you could make it mean one thing, but you could make it mean a whole other thing, because what I just said is just as true as what you made up at 9 years old, which is, and they're both logical.
Yes.
You could have been the idiot on the ground going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you didn't even break anything. That's amazing."
Yes.
Right? Either way, they would have both been true,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did the rest of your life change after that incident? Even though you probably didn't even really think much of it, that your whole life didn't change. But those kinds of things cause a lot of PTSD. So what'd you make up about how you want to be in life?
I made up that it's better to be safe than sorry. And
do you actually use that as a saying? Do you actually say that?
No, it just came to me just now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't normally ever say that. So, but I think that I made up that, and it also started a process of me kind of overanalyzing options in my mind.
Oh, right.
So, okay, I have to evaluate this. And
do you remember doing that in your teens?
Yeah.
And when you went out to work and when you went to college and all that kind of stuff? Remember weighing your options and being afraid of getting it wrong?
Yeah.
Because the limb might break.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually do analyze stuff.
Yes.
To make sure you're not going to get out on a broken limb.
Yes.
So what do you think that does to your ability to follow your instincts?
It limits it. I can't. I'm not following my instincts if I'm evaluating my options.
With your head?
Yeah.
Because do your instincts come from your head or your cells?
No, they come from your cells.
Okay. So, are there times where evaluating this situation is a good thing to do?
Yes.
Are you pretty good at assessing when something is potentially dangerous?
Yes.
Do you trust yourself to do that?
Yes.
Okay. And have you had times where you just followed your instincts and it was totally freaking amazing?
Yes.
Yeah. Like better than you ever could have imagined.
Yes.
Like stupidly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Would you give up those times just to be in your head and analyze it
No.
and not go because it might have something dangerous?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So can you trust yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like that's unequivocal. That feels like most of the time.
So what's the times when you can't trust yourself? Perceptively, by the way.
Perceptively is when my decision is going to impact my family.
Ah. So what you're saying right now, you're going to hate me. What you're saying right now is your children don't have the ability to listen to their own instincts. They don't have their own connection to source. You have their connection to source.
I would say it a little bit differently. I would say that my choice of what to do is going to impact them and they won't like it. I believe they have their own instincts. It's not a decision they're making, it would be a decision I'm making that impacts them. And I worry about what does that impact mean.
And so even if you did make a choice that impacts them, can't they re-choose later?
Yes.
Just like we're doing right now?
Yes.
Okay. Are they smart or are your children idiots?
Well, that's debatable.
Come on. I'm going to show them this video, by the way. Are your children, have you guys been really good at empowering independent children?
Yes.
Who, do you not even espouse the values of them being really instinctual and heartfelt?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So the second question I have, so therefore, even if you do make a choice that's suboptimal, won't it provide them some contrast so that they can see that, isn't it good to have contrast?
Yeah.
Like, really, do you want their whole lives? I just love the wind blowing over the grass. It's so beautiful. It's so peaceful. Do you want their lives to be perfect, or you want them to get the lessons they need so they can thrive later?
Yeah, no, I want them to experience life in all its fullness.
So if you want to, so does that mean everything's perfect, or does that mean there's contrast?
No, that means there's contrast.
So isn't it doing them a service to be imperfect?
My heart says yes, my head says no.
Because you don't want them to fall out of the tree.
Yes.
But all that happens when you fall out of the tree is you dislocate your shoulder.
Right.
Would you ever make a decision that would cause them to get maimed, shot, fall off a cliff?
No.
Would you ever do that?
No.
So that's the worst that could happen. Would you ever make a decision that would cause that much damage?
No.
No. So wouldn't the decisions that you're making just cause little nuancy kind of things that would, it could go that way or that way, but even if, like me, I went to university and I took economics, but what the hell was I thinking, right? But I just changed streams a couple of times. That wasn't bad. I'm glad I went into economics. It wasn't the right thing for me, but you see what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, is that a bad thing?
No.
Isn't that part of life?
Yes.
Okay, so you ever going to make a choice that is an irreversible, horrible choice for your kids?
No.
Okay, are you always going to do your best?
Yes.
Will they know that you did the best?
Yes.
Okay, good. And do they have the free will to choose something else at some point?
Yes.
Good. And will you be right with them validating their new choice because they're following their instincts?
Yes.
And isn't that what a mom is for? To be a guide?
Yes.
Okay, so can you trust life? Forget about yourself. How about trusting life? Can you trust life that it's all going to work out in the end?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's really what you want to trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you something else. Can you trust life about your own life? Like, is life going to steer you? Do you really have anything to be afraid of?
No.
Don't you have? Don't you have amazing friends around you?
Yes.
Don't you have incredible family?
Yes.
Okay. So, in the end, can you ever go too far wrong?
No.
Do you have a little leeway to fuck up here and there?
Yeah.
Do you have quite a bit of leeway to screw up?
Yeah.
And are you okay with screwing up?
Yeah.
Are you okay with dislocating your shoulder every once in a while?
Yes.
If that's the worst that happens?
Yeah.
And will you learn something?
Yes.
And won't it give you clarity moving forward?
Yep.
And the more clarity you get, the more exciting your journey will get, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, the question to you is then, is there really anything wrong when someone climbs a tree and the branch breaks?
No.
Really not.
No.
Really not. The end result is he just got his shoulder put back in and he went on a big adventure. And you didn't get hurt.
No.
So is everyone going to be okay?
Yes.
One way or another.
Yes.
So are you going to be okay one way or another?
Yes.
Are you really going to be okay one way or another? Is there anything truly to be worried about, Kristen? Do you have to carry it all? Do you have to worry about everyone being in pain or falling off tree limbs or anything? You ever going to do anything that's purposely going to hurt anybody else?
No.
Is it always going to be redirected some way or another
Yeah.
in the end? Doesn't life have you in its arms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be okay. It really is. Okay, so just breathe that through. Let it kind of infuse in your body. And now look at your joints in that red vortex and see if you can find it right now. Can you find it?
No.
Interesting, isn't
I
it?
have a big yellow sunshine.
So what color is it? Yellow?
Yellow.
And what shape is it now?
Round. But like a sun.
Like radiating.
Yes, yes.
And what does it look like in your joints and where's the weight? What happened to the weight?
I don't, I think I have a little bit of weight in my stomach, but that's not really, it's not in my joints.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not.
So the one in your stomach is another conversation?
Yes.
But the weight that you were talking about originally, where is that? Can you find it?
No.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to just thank your body for giving you the message and redirecting you towards the truth. Oh, there's a big wind of change. So redirecting you towards the truth, that your body will never lie to you, will always tell you the truth. If something's going on in your body, is giving you a message, and it's always telling you the truth. And the deeper truth will change your entire biochemistry, and it'll change what comes to you now. Because when you operate from fear, you carry.
Yeah.
But when you operate from everything's going to be okay, you can now listen to life and your instincts. And the paradox is, of course, you make even better choices. So can you just thank yourselves for a second? Yay! Thank you, body. Yay! Thank you, life. Thank you, tree. Thank you, limb that we're sitting on for staying very sturdy. And this is really cool. We're literally, look, we're sitting on this beautiful tree. That's the tree we're sitting on right here. So cool. We're sitting on a tree limb. It's pretty metaphoric, I would say. Thanks, Kristen. I love you.
I love you.
Mwah. Love you. I love you. Awesome.
You guys are gonna love it.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Yay for the Yessence Technique. Bye, everyone.